Hi, I'm Paul Bedford, Business Growth Specialist. Welcome to our Small Business Success series of videos, and I'm really pleased to say I've got Colin Durrant here with me today, who has his own IT business in the heart of Silicon Spa, Leamington Spa. Colin, great to talk to you and great to have you here.
Thanks very much.
I went round all of the IT shops and businesses in Leamington, and one of the things that struck me at the moment I walked into your place was that you seem to be a lot sharper, a lot more on the ball, a lot more marketing oriented than the other businesses.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was I went back to two of the other businesses a month later and they'd both gone bust.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, which is quite, it's interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it? So as a small business owner, you've obviously had success, which is fantastic,
Yeah.
but also I'm sure you've had your fair share of failures. And we've
Lessons.
Lessons, sorry,
Lots
yeah.
of lessons.
That's what I like to think of as failing forward.
Yeah.
As long as you're failing forward and fast,
Yeah.
then it's actually quite, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So Colin, tell me a bit about your business and give you a little brief history on what you got you to here. And then we've got some little prompts right here that we wrote down of lessons that you've learned.
Okay.
And we'll kind of talk about how does that sound?
Yeah, good.
Smashing stuff.
So I've got a company called Colins IT Limited. That's been going since about 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Basically doing IT support. We're a managed service provider, and essentially we look after everything with regards to people's IT. Kind of a one-stop shop kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's monthly contracts.
Great. So
or
residual income.
Yeah, residual income. It's fixed price, fixed for us and fixed for the customer, so we both know where we stand.
No
all the
unpleasant
time.
surprises.
Yeah, there's no sudden big bills and that sort of thing, which
Mhm.
makes life a lot easier for both of us.
Would you say that was your unique selling point? Is that what's got you where you
Not
are?
really.
in
There's a lot of
No.
NSPs on the market,
Right.
so yeah, not really. That's kind of the way that the market's going, or
Yeah.
has been going for a long time.
Mhm.
So we may have got in there quite soon because we've been doing this for sort of almost 20 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's generally how things go. I think the flexibility, you need to be more flexible with some people.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with different sized businesses who have different requirements. So you can't say that we have one solution,
Yeah, that fits everything.
take it or leave it kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. So,
Correct.
yeah.
So on your lessons learned from
Yes.
your journey, and we've noted a couple of things down, and one of the things you mentioned was monitoring your performance.
Yeah.
Do you want to fill us in on what you mean by that and how that's affected your growth?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it saying before, and I can't remember who said it, but it's things about, what you monitor grows and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's very much about being aware of what's going on in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You'll often, as you will find out, that you'll often talk to people and say, what are your figures and what are this? So they look at you blankly.
Got
going,
no clue.
It's
no
no clue.
mad how many
No
businesses
idea.
have got no idea what's going on in the business.
Exactly. So it's important to do that, to monitor, and the key is to pick up problems
Yes.
so that you can fix them before they become you can't look back and go, oh, we lost 20 grand.
Yes.
And then go, how did we lose that?
Yeah.
It's too late. So you've got to be looking at your the performance of the business in terms of accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So we always get management accounts every month. And we're
Every
looking at-
month.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Great
so
stuff.
we're looking at that, and it's looking at making sure that nothing suddenly jumped up and your expenses hadn't suddenly jumped up. Like
Yeah.
it could be anything. It could definitely checking your cash flow.
Yes. So do you do a 3-month cash flow forecast and things like that?
Not necessarily a floor, not necessarily a forecast, but it's really just monitoring where we are with
Yeah.
things and kind of constantly chasing to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of on top of things and
Yeah.
who the bad payers are and what we have to do to.
You've got
to
bad
kind of-
payers?
I
Really?
know,
God.
small business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And so you also mentioned another thing that you monitor is your incoming sales.
Yes.
What's
So
behind
again,
that?
looking at your sales, looking at there's no sudden dips, or the vice versa, that suddenly you've got a big increase, and why we got that increase, and can you repeat it? And if there's a big dip, why? What's changed? Is it a market condition? Is it is it something else that's happened?
Weather.
It could be the weather. It could be doing you something wrong. It
Yeah.
could be a phone number's not working, you haven't picked up, you know,
Right.
it could be anything like that. It
Interesting.
could be an email address is bouncing back, your
Yeah.
website could be down, you know, how
Mhm.
many people check their websites live all the time?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there's lots of little things that it could be, and it's picking those things up early.
Yeah.
It could be staff issues as well, so, you know, there's lots of reasons why it could happen, but
Yes.
it's no good picking that up 3-6 months later.
No.
It's just too late.
It would be, yes, exactly. It's amazing how many small businesses I call up on the phone,
Yeah.
and either they don't answer,
Yeah.
they don't have an answering machine,
No.
the person who does answers is gormless and has
Yeah.
no clue who to put them through. And this is
Yeah.
the first point of contact for some people when they ring up
Yeah.
a business. And it's incredible how many people don't have those
We get
things
it
in
all the
place.
time. You speak to somebody, and you might speak to somebody at 5 to 5 or something, and that's the key. And you speak to someone, and all they want to do is go home.
Yeah.
And you can tell their
yeah.
whole demeanour, their whole voice, and everything is just like, I want to go home. And the lesson there is make sure your staff aren't doing that.
Yes,
because, you know,
and
it's-
making sure that absolutely, and keeping an eye on
Yeah.
things like that.
Because every single person, a potential customer, it could be the big one.
Yeah.
You just never know who's on the
And
phone.
unfortunately, they're probably going to ring up at a really awkward time, the
Yes.
big ones, aren't they?
To specifically test
Just
you.
to annoy you.
Yeah.
That's right. To see if you actually
Yeah.
are there at 5 to 5, which is quite funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, marketing,
Yeah.
that amazing vehicle to take your business to the next level.
Yeah.
The idea behind marketing is that it's supposed to be an investment
Yes.
if you do it right.
Yeah.
And you've learned some lessons there.
So
haven't you?
there's a lot of ways. Yeah, I could probably write a book on ways not to do it.
That's right. How to blow your budget
Yeah,
in
how
one
to
go. Straight away. Wham!
Yeah, I think the key, and especially for new businesses, when new businesses are a little bit green, let's say,
Yeah.
and they're not aware of what really is out there, because there's a bit of a mean world out there.
There are a lot of
You know, it's-
businesses who'll take
yeah,
your money off you
Yeah.
for no return on
Exactly.
investment.
So one of the things we learned many years ago was, we had this company come to us and they were going to advertise in a magazine which was for public sectors and everything else, and they were all going to see our details in this little magazine, and I think it cost £1,200 at the time.
Which is a sizable sum, isn't it?
It is, especially for a small business. It's
And
a lot
the
of
shelf life of the magazine was about a month max?
It may have been a couple of months.
A
But,
couple of months, okay.
it is what it is. But what we learned, even though I actually went to see them in London,
Yeah.
because I had a little dingy office in London, but then there's a lot of dingy offices.
There is a lot of dingy offices
Yeah.
in London.
So I went to see them because
No offence, London.
no, there's a lot of offices.
There's a lot of lovely offices as well,
Yeah.
obviously.
So I went to see them, and I guess I should have pulled the plug, but it was sort of okay. But
You have that little nagging thing in the back of your head.
well, they weren't super organised.
No.
It was kind of just a bit of guys. They were a little bit shocked that I arrived to have a look, obviously.
You're checking them out,
Yeah.
they're shocked.
Yeah.
That's amusing.
But the thing for us is that was okay, let's invest in this, it's going to work,
Yeah.
we're going to take off afterwards and get lots of new orders, or even if we get one new order, we'll be fine.
Yeah, so you break even on just
yeah,
one order.
yeah.
Yeah.
100% failure.
100% failure.
So it was a magazine for a start, which means that people see it and they have to take a lot of steps of action
Yes.
to contact you.
Mhm.
So they have to look at it, they have to remember, they have to go, yeah, maybe I should do that. They have to be in the need right that minute when they look at you.
Because there's no reminder, there's no
Yeah.
mechanism to
There's
prompt them.
There's nothing to click on to get more information. It's just a magazine. So that was a good lesson, and I guess the lesson is that in marketing, you have to do lots of little different things.
Yeah, so
there's not one thing won't work. You have to do a bit
bring in all your...
you have to do the website, you have to do leaflets, you have to do phone calls, you have to do whatever else, but you have to do lots of little things.
And probably the key to that there, Colin, as you know, is to test and measure everything, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
To make sure you know what's working and what's
Well,
not
it's the
working.
same thing as monitoring your sales. If you do a little campaign of something, and then you're monitoring the sales, and you go, oh yeah, it's happened. There's an increase,
Mhm.
and the money we've spent on Facebook advertising, for example, there's a little bit of an increase. So yeah, it's actually worked. Or
Yeah.
the thing we do now is that we always ask people where they've seen us,
Yes.
and I've always been told to do that.
Yeah.
And it
We
takes
all
about-
know these things,
yeah,
don't we? But we
takes
never
about-
do them.
It takes about 5 years to
You actually start asking
maybe
the
I should
questions.
actually do
You
that.
know, you should have done
Yeah.
5 years ago. Okay.
But it gives you lots of really good data.
It does,
And you
indeed.
can see, where people are coming from. Is it
Mhm.
repeat business? Is it, yeah, it's really interesting seeing the data.
I bet. That's fun. Thank you. That's brilliant. And you mentioned here something to do with dealing with reality.
Yeah,
That sounds like you've had a bit of a hit on the head at some point.
Not necessarily
Punch
myself.
in the gut.
Yeah, not necessarily myself too much. But it's more about, I've seen other people, I guess, you know, not kind of putting your head in the sand.
Yeah.
You know, so I've sort of, you know, seen other people where things aren't going well, and I've dealt with them as a customer, and I'm not really getting good service.
No.
But they're not doing anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sort of struggling, and they're kind of like, oh, I'll give it another 6 months and everything else. And you're like, okay, so what are we going to do for that 6 months? You know,
what are you going to do differently?
I'm happy
that
to
you
help
haven't done
you.
before.
Yeah, I'll sort
Exactly.
a website out for you.
Uh-huh.
I'll help you for free on LinkedIn. You know, I'll
Sorry, can't
give
you?
you some.
Want to do more?
Yeah, I'll give you some tips. Yeah,
That's right.
and nothing
No,
comes
no change.
back. And it's like, well, why wait 6 months?
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, stop.
Mm.
Just stop today.
Really good
There's
point.
no point. There's no point stretching our pain for 6 months.
Yeah. And I think we've got in here about learning from your mistakes, haven't we? We already talked a bit about failure and failing forward.
Yeah.
And why have you got that in there in particular?
The key is about learning from your mistakes.
Yes.
So failing is.
Well, there's no point in making the mistake.
Well, no. Failing isn't bad.
No.
You know, like I think I said, you know, Branson's failed countless of times before.
Absolutely.
Richard Branson failed countless of times before it'll work.
He still fails to get the trains on time on the
Exactly.
tracks, doesn't he?
Because he's just waiting for the train.
Yeah.
So you know, he still fails at various things, but you know, he's made it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's failing isn't bad, but it's failing twice as bad.
Yes.
Don't fail twice at the same thing.
Not at the same thing.
No.
That's repeating the same mistake.
Yeah. So you've got to learn from your mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and not make that same mistake again, and make sure that your staff around you know, are educated on whatever those mistakes are, and they don't make the same mistakes.
So document your processes, making sure everyone's following the same
Yeah,
processes and things
100%.
like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic, great stuff. And you mentioned investing properly in your equipment and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
especially as productivity, so you've got to look at, I guess it's a little bit look at reality as opposed to trying to save, you know, trying to skimp and save and you're not actually skimping and saving.
no.
It's slightly different market. I mean, I've got a sort of Garmin sports watch, for example, because I do a lot of sport. And a friend of mine used to buy a watch, and we'd maybe spend 100 quid on a watch. And then you find that you have to buy another bit for it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because that doesn't quite work. So you have to buy, you know, the foot pod for it in order to pick up your running cadence.
Right.
So then you have to buy a heart rate monitor. And
you should have just done the most expensive
and you
one
go,
first.
honestly, that's the one thing we learned was like, buy the most expensive
Get the good
that you
stuff.
can, because you'll only buy it once.
Yeah.
Whereas if you buy the cheaper one, you keep buying it.
Yeah.
So I spend a fortune on my own computer because I don't have the time or patience to have computer problems. I really don't.
No, absolutely.
So, and the same with the staff. You know, if my staff come to me and say, "Oh, my computer's a bit slow," I'm like, "Go and buy a new machine."
Yeah.
And you know, because it's an hourly rate you're going to look at.
Absolutely. A
So-
business owner's time is just worth a
but so is your
fortune.
staff.
And the staff time.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
if they can't work, and if you lose an hour a day, you know, that's 7 hours a week.
Yeah.
Well,
It adds up.
5 hours a week in a working week. You know, it's almost a day. You know, it adds up very, very
Definitely
quickly.
does.
And a couple £100 and you've got a new machine, which works. You know.
When I worked in the banking sector,
Yeah.
I've worked in the banking sector lots of times, but one of the things that I noticed, they had a very key project on the go,
Yeah.
and they had desktop PCs, and the people needed to be so productive that if there was a PC problem, they would actually swoop down, swap the whole PC out, and plug a new one in 10 minutes, rather than try and have that person delayed because their rate was so high.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the things I found out about business owners is they'll be doing things to save money, but really they're not saving money because they're robbing their business of the time they should be spending on it, not in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had business owners and they're pulling in, you know, they're worth £2 million a month, a year to the business.
Yeah.
And they're trying to fix a machine. And it's
like,
to
what are you
save
doing?
themselves £50.
That's right,
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, go work on the business properly.
Do what you do.
You do what you do, and let someone like you do what you do and
exactly.
sort it out. Fantastic.
Yeah, so
Great stuff.
I don't do that kind of stuff bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the other thing with, you need to know your sort of hourly rate for the business
Yeah.
in terms of working out your disaster recovery plan.
Yes.
So if whatever's critical to your business, be that a server or be that some other component, you know, you might be making ice cream and your ice cream machine goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, what's the value to your business if those bits aren't working?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you invest in your disaster recovery.
Yes.
So if you can afford to be down for 3 days, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend much money.
Mm-hmm.
If you can only afford to be down for 2 hours, and then you start losing, you know, £1,000 an hour or something,
Yeah.
that's you know, you got to, and there's not many people who know what that figure is.
No.
To say, okay, this is what we can't afford to lose, therefore we're going to spend X amount on making sure that doesn't happen.
Brilliant. Yeah. So, just as another example, I won't name the company because they're local, but they're quite big, and we were helping them put in a data center.
Yeah.
Because they wanted dumb terminals all around their estate, all over the UK, and they had this all planned out, and they got the dumb terminals everywhere with a single data center.
Yeah.
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 And someone pointed out to them, I think it might have been me, what if that data center goes down?
Yeah.
They said, well, every single one of our people all around the UK can't work.
Yes.
And I said, surely that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So we ended up putting 2 data centers in with resilience in between,
Exactly.
failovers, swapovers. Cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
but the cost of not doing it
Yeah.
is just astronomical.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant.
And
I think
it
we've
can
covered.
kill you off, yeah.
It can kill you off,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's the same with a small business, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It is, you know, you look at a large business and their figures may be bigger and have more zeros on it, but they have the same problems as a small business.
absolutely.
And even if it's one person, if that one person can't work, the entire business goes down.
Yeah. And there's key people, yeah, that's right,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. So, hey, well, Colin, fantastic to talk to you. Thank you
you.
so much for imparting your words of wisdom to us
Yeah.
today. Can we just stand up here? I just want to show how tall Colin is.
There's a reach.
When I said, it probably doesn't, when I said he's head and shoulders above all the competition, he really is. Fantastic to see you, Colin.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.